Hello, I'm Kelly Graham, founder of Etesian Spirit. I'm here with you today to give you one of the cornerstones and the foundational principle to connection. I am here with you today and excited because I want to see you soar in this life. You were created divinely on purpose and have a gift to share with this world. I am here to help you unfold your human potential. Many of us have found ourselves in a space at one point or another that was like, I am trying so hard to be all that I can be. And others looking in might say, well, you should be so grateful for all that you have. And yet inside you're like, there's more to me than this. There's got to be more than life than this. And I want to honor you and honor that because there is. And I am here to help you be one of those people that is truly inspired, one of those people that is ready to soar in life. I'm here to help you do that. I created this tool after years of research, after working with mentors who are brilliantly studied scholars. This is the foundational piece for you to begin your journey in opening up to all that you can be. 4 simple steps, and this is something that you apply as you live your life today. This is not a tool that you're like, oh, you need to step outside your life, do this in the quiet of your home. This is one that you'll be able to integrate right away. If you take a look at those who are living that truly inspired life, those ones that wake up charged in the morning, calm, at peace, the ones that take the time. I don't know if any of you had the honor of meeting Wayne Dyer, but I am very grateful for that opportunity. The one that took the time to smile in the hallway and say hello in that way that's connected. This is your chance. This is your time to be that person that is so connected with your soul, that you are being all that you can be and that all that you are in each moment. This process, anybody that has been of that nature has gone on this journey of we need to know who you are. Who is my soul? Who is this person that I am? For me, this started with my mentor that said, Kelly, okay. I showed up and I'm like, 3 years ago, I'm so tired. I'm trying the hardest I can, and I don't understand why I'm tired, why it doesn't seem like I can't get further, and isn't there more? And he said, all right, Kelly, we need to do some I am work. And I'm like, okay. I'm familiar with I am. I've done a lot of work, and I brought in all my research. I've done the Myers-Briggs. I've done Sally Hogg's heads, how to fascinate and how the world sees you. I've studied the Enneagram. I've taken courses on it. I have been searching for, who is this person that is me? What are my gifts in this world? I said, I've studied this. I am familiar with this. And he said, no. So I want you to write your I am. Who's Kelly? Who is who's Kelly? And I want you to write the things that are not things that somebody could take away from you, or an accident might change, or, the kids are off to college and all of a sudden you're, who are you? And I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun. And so I went out and bought myself a journal. I'm like, I can do this. This is, and I sat down to write, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of hard because, and I wrote things like, I am powerful and I am soft, I am intelligent, and I am bubbly, I am playful, I am kind-hearted, I am intellectual, I am love. I wrote the best I could, but then I got stuck at certain places, and I'm like, hold on a second, well, sometimes I am sad, and sometimes I feel broken, sometimes I'm joy, sometimes I'm sadness. So is that part of my I am? So I took my papers, my I am journal, and my next scratch, I was somewhere writing more I ams, and he said, okay. And like a good mentor, he said, this is a great start. let's go research. So I did. I spent the time digging into it. Great literature. This goes all the way back to the time of Moses when he got the 10 Commandments. And he asked God, he's like, what do I call you? So he's asking God, who are you? and God answered after giving him the 10 Commandments, I am that I am. Powerful words. I am that I am. Well, who is your I am? Who is your soul? Who is your spirit? So I dug further and did more research. The way Wayne Dyer was grappling with these issues too in his last course before he crossed. He did a course called I Am the Light, and it's deep in these same issues. Joel Ostrom, he wrote a book called called The Power of I Am. There's literature written called the I Am Discourses, and it's written in all of deep into Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy, but really what I've done today here is I also have had great experiences where I have gotten to go be in spirit. I have gotten to go see heaven. And I practiced this. How can I know this? How do I, and I created this tool just for you so that you can integrate it in now and start knowing this without having to do all this research. How can I bring that knowledge to you? Michael Singer wrote a great book called The Untethered Soul. His book helped greatly in understanding this tool too. He asked Christian, like, well, how do you know who you are? And people are like, oh, hi, I'm Kelly. And is that who you are? Is that your I am? And no, you're really not Kelly, name my parents gave me when I was born before they had even the opportunity to meet me and know me. I am, well then, I am a mother and a wife and a thought leader. I am an intellect. I am, but are those things, those are things I do, but are those the essence of I am? Are those my I am? Well, take it a step deeper. Michael Singer had a great philosophy. Sometimes you can know what you are not, and that helps us define who we are. So by looking at things, you can see the tree behind me. Because you can see the tree, you are the observer of the tree. Therefore, you are not the tree, but the observer of the tree. This will help us too in evaluating, if I'm not my name and I'm not what I do, then am I my thoughts? I worked with a Buddhist meditation coach years ago, and we discussed thoughts. They have great philosophy, and there are so many tools on what we can do with thought and the power of thought. But is the thought who we are? And the fact that you can observe yourself thinking a thought means you are the observer of the thought. And thoughts will come in and thoughts will go. And some of us chase thoughts like observe, if I'm having this thought, I must chase it. Or I can make a choice to let that thought go, or I can choose that thought's a great thought and I want to let it grow. I'm going to hold on to it. But again, you're the observer of the thought. So you are not thought. Contrary to the old saying, I think, therefore I am. It doesn't tell you who your I am is. So you're not your thoughts. What about your emotions? And this was where I got hung up with my mentor. So sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'll have an emotion that comes in. But I am also capable of observing myself in that sadness. I can step back and observe that I'm sad. Therefore, I am not my emotions. And this, what is left, is that person behind, that observer behind. And that's the key to this. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to the tool. This is, I want you to set your timer for 3 times during the day. And when you're first starting this, so for a week, I want you to check in with yourself, wherever you might be, whether you're in the board meeting. The great thing about this tool is you can be in the middle of a board meeting. You can be in the middle of making your kids dinner, driving your kids to ballet, and do this exercise that is going to connect you with the essence of the true you, with your soul. And what we're going to be able to do with this is awaken your human potential, because you're going to be able to find who you are. So 3 times a day, set that timer to go off, just to remind yourself. And as you get practice at this, you don't need to set it for a time, but maybe more check in as, I want to play with this, and I want to see who I am in this moment, where maybe I'm feeling sad and down or depressed or tired. And then the next time when you find yourself elated, joy-filled, on fire, check in then. And you can be more intentional about the times throughout the day with which you check in with yourself. But for starters, go ahead and just set that timer. And I want you to, when you do this and your alarm goes off, go, oh, this is my I am exercise. And down below the video, you'll find a PDF if you want to download this document called the I am worksheet. This is here for you. Use this, and when you do check in, you'll find it beneficial to look through this at the end of the week. But the very first question I want you to ask yourself is, what am I thinking? What are the thoughts that are going through my head, and what am I experiencing there? And just either, if you're in the middle of something, just take note of it and save it for later. The next question I want you to stop and pause and ask yourself is, what am I feeling? We often charge through life, one thing to the next, and responding, and forget to remember that we're actually here. We're actually inside this being. So go ahead and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Wow, I don't even know. I'm kind of really disconnected. I feel, or I'm a little bit pissed off right now, or I feel love and joy right now. But go ahead and jot down your emotions. And then I want you to take 3 deep breaths, and you can make these subtle. If you're in the middle of a meeting, you can. Settle. That took a whole 10 seconds. And then I want you to ask yourself, all right, as the one that is the observer of the thoughts, as the one that is the observer of the emotion, how are you? And when you ask yourself this, I don't want you to say your name. I want you to say a term of endearment. I want you to say, hello, love. How are you? And as I was working on this tool, I was talking to my husband about it. He's like, Kelly, I don't know if everybody's wanting to be called love. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So what would you want to be called? And he said, hello, stud. How are you? So whatever it works for you, whether it's hello, love, how are you? Or hello, stud. How are you? I want you to be asking that, the observer of the one that is experiencing the moment you're in, the observer of the thoughts, the observer of the emotions, the observer of the physical experiences that you're having, and just pause for a moment and check in. And when you have that, when you've just taken that moment, this whole process can take 1 minute of your day, 3 times a day. You're investing 3 minutes while you're in each of these moments in your life. And go ahead and jot those down in that third column about how am I? What did I notice about the person, the observer of these thoughts, emotions, this physical experience I'm experiencing in this moment? Then just go ahead and go on with your day. That simple acknowledgement of who is that? And how are they? And how are they in this moment? It's profoundly impacting. This is key to you uncovering who you are and this divine being you came here to be. We will play more with tools that will expand upon all of these later, but this is the cornerstone, that foundational principle that's going to help you with your own I am statement. So at the end of your week, you can look back and take a moment to say, to ponder, to go, wow, I was calm. And one piece that this tool that I created, I was wondering how I could bring this to you, because when I got to go experience what heaven was like and what it felt like to be in that purely connected, complete spiritual state, there are very few words here in this human life that can describe that feeling of completeness, that feeling of love, that calmness, that all that is. My mentor's like, okay, Kelly equals okay, Kelly, not Kelly's okay if. But that, no, all that is, I already am. And how can I help you? This tool was the first tool that shortcutted all of those confusing processes. And it was like, whoa, wow, that's really how you can experience that here in this physical, is, hello, love, how are you? And you're going to start to get to know your soul. As you do this, wonder about it. Be light with it. Wonder, and practice this. Practice this in that heavy moment, in that light moment. See what you notice. I'll be anxious to share with you later the findings and how this impacted you. So please comment below. I will be here watching. I honor you for being ready to take this journey, being ready to open up to your human potential, to have deeper connection with those in your life, to have deeper connection with who you are, to unfurl and connect with your divine guidance. This one principle is the cornerstone and the beginning. This is your stepping off place. Play with this. Enjoy getting to know who you are, because who you are is divinely loved. Who you are is on purpose. I want to see you soar. So for now, connect, live fully, sail freely. Till next time.